So we have a route in place. It may or may not need altering. What do I mean? Well, there could be reasons that we need to change it based on road use agreements, based on where Travis tells you have to go. In other words, a permit. It could be that you want to verify how long it's going to take a large truck to get there as opposed to a pickup. So, turns out we can change the road speeds. So every single segment of our roads have different speeds attached to them. So for instance, if it was a crane and you cannot go past 70 kilometers an hour with it, or 80, whatever it is, you can change these numbers and then you could prorate these ones down. So you can just change this to really anything you'd like, and it'll automatically be changed in the time that it takes to get there. The distance doesn't change, of course. In addition to that, I can go direct across country. In other words, for instance, if I was to mimic stars flying there as opposed to us driving on the road, what is the difference? Well, 2 hours and 53 minutes driving, and how long would it take to fly? Well, it'll take 40 minutes. So that gives you a bit of a feel if you're going to do some particular emergency work, or just plain if you're flying to location. So you can have two different ways that you can get there. And they again, the speeds can be adjusted to, in this case, knots, but you could change it to whatever you like. Just internally changes everything around. So typically on the road, and you'll notice how it switches back and forth. I can show the turn by turns on the map by clicking this on and off. It'll take me to a particular location on there. And if, for instance, we have the need to change the route, in other words, in this case here, instead of coming down the Big Stone and on to get onto the NC eventually here, I can click on this, creates this little white dot. You'll notice that when I hover it says via point. Click and drag. So I can actually change that and put it over to here. Now it's going to reroute, and I can see what the rerouting is. It goes down the highway. This is the typical way to get in there if you have the bigger loads. Some of these roads aren't the greatest shape sometimes. So now it automatically changed the route, and I'll change the turn by turns. I am typically going to want to save this. I can change the name to anything I like just by clicking on it, change it, maybe job number, etc. I can print it off. I can change the direction. You'll notice if I hit it, the flag changes to the other side. Now it's green, zooms out to the extent of it. Now that I have saved it, I have the ability to email it to someone. I can also share it with someone else, another user of PatchMap Web. So email address, I can create users. I can say use the last person as an example. And that is that contact list that we spoke about here. So here's these guys in the contact list. I can add a new one, and I just fairly obvious. It drags you through. You can put notes on these particular email addresses, and you can send both just the directions or the directions and a map. The map is actually is designed to send as a subset of this to your cell phone, so you can actually zoom in. It's actually a pretty nifty active map. Those are the details on how you would change or alter a particular route from end to end.